show. Time for open mic radio. Take your load off, enjoy the show. This is open mic radio.
That's right. It is Open Mic Radio. You're listening to it here, KOPN Columbia 89.5 FM, 4 o'clock Saturday afternoon. We're going to get it rolling with one from our featured guest this afternoon. His name is Andrew Ryan. Check it out.
Darling daughter, and I insist our Midwest kids are oblivious. And even now, and even then, you've got your mother's fire, it's obvious. You've got your mother's fire, it's obvious. And your face says it all. You resist when I call. And life will not always be like this, 'cause I'm at war with the obvious. Well, I'm at war with the obvious. Darling daughter, remember your name and keep your head up and don't feel shame, 'cause life will not always be like this. The Midwest kids are oblivious. The Midwest kids are oblivious.
Very, very nice. Mr. Andrew Ryan on the guitar and on the harmonica and singing the song there. Welcome to the program. It is Open Mic Radio. You're listening to it Saturday, October 2nd. Damn, time flies. 2021 still, though. Lovely weekend, if you don't mind the rain.
Yeah. Well, thanks for having me. It's good to be here.
Absolutely. Great to have you back. Andrew was on the program with me a couple years back. I forget exactly when, but prior to the whole COVID business, certainly.
Yeah, 2019.
2019.
June, July.
All right. And, he's performed a few times around Columbia here. He's a St. Louis based singer, songwriter, producer, engineer, etc. And we'll spend some time with Andrew this afternoon. We've got Krista in the house with us as well. Debbie's here. And phone lines are open, 573-443-8255. If you've got something happening this evening, if you've got a show that you want to share with the rest of us, or something that's going on that maybe we're not aware of, or you just want to say hi, 573-443-8255. You can do that, and we'll chat with you, and you can join the fun here. All right. My favorite time of year, though, the fall like this. The last couple of weeks, actually, here in Columbia at least, have just been outstanding. I mean, even though we've had a little bit of rain here the last couple of days, we kind of need it, I guess. But really enjoying the weather, and I hope people are enjoying themselves out there on this first October weekend. Last night was First Friday. In fact, the first time that you were here, Andrew, with on the station, you performed at a First Friday performance down there at Artlandish, down at the gallery on Orr Street. And I guess it was again last night. If anybody was out and about having fun, give me a call and let me know. Let me know who you saw or who was out and about, and if there was any good music happening. I know that was it the Biscuit Festival or something that was happening in Rocheport yesterday, and in fact in the town of the little town of Rocheport, not out where I live, but anyway, I think that's happening as well today if the weather holds out. Flood Brothers later tonight, I know that. I think the Daves performed last night along with a few other bands during the day at the second or third annual Rocheport Biscuit Festival.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a great little river town. There was a lot of fun down there and some good music as well. They had a great lineup actually, and I think today's supposed to be really good as well. I just don't know actually if they had any changes because of the weather. So if you're aware, once again, give me a call. I'd like to find out what's happening. Okay, I'm supposed to be telling you all what's happening, but I need you to tell me. I guess 573-443-8255. Before we get too deep in the show, let's say thank you to Matt Crook from Dismal Niche, who was here last week. Had a really, really fun and cool conversation with Matt, who's one of the founders and one of the active partners in Dismal Niche Productions, I guess I'll call it. But anyway, they're essentially the brains behind the Columbia Experimental Music Festival, and I think this year is the 5th annual, as a matter of fact. And man, if you haven't ever heard of it, and it's still a very small thing, but the Columbia Experimental Music Festival, these guys are doing super cool stuff.
Yeah.
In the last couple of years, I've really been turned on to some new stuff that I would never have heard or even imagined that I might have liked. Actually, music from the Sahara Desert, and crazy electronic stuff, great guitar stuff. This guy Umdu Mokhtar from the South Sahara, Lord have mercy. It's like traditional African music with like a reincarnation of Jimi Hendrix or something playing on top of it. It's outrageous. Wow. Yeah. Anyway, Matt, thanks for coming down last week. We had a great time and played some good music from some of the folks that will be featured this year, November 4th through the 7th, the Columbia Experimental Music Festival. Check it out. Get your tickets now. That will certainly sell out. And it's a 4-day, multiple venue event with people from all over the world. Very, very talented folks, and many of which I imagine you're not familiar, because I'm not, and I tried my best to kind of keep up on this stuff. So anyway, familiar or not, going to be great stuff. Okay, Saturday afternoon, 4 to 6. We do this every week. We have live music and interviews with some of Missouri's finest musicians and bands. Today, no different. I'm joined by Andrew Ryan from all the way from St. Louis, and he's going to be playing some songs. That first one was one I haven't heard before. Is that a new song, Andrew?
Yeah, that is. I have a new album that's going to be out next spring, and that's one of them.
All right. What was the name of that song?
Midwest Kids.
Yep, I like it. All right, so we'll have a little conversation with Andrew here in a second, but I've got to get through a little bit more business here. What else have to mention here? Well, yeah, the whole point of this show is to share music from artists that are from these parts. And if you're an artist from these parts and you haven't gotten in touch with me and you'd like to share your music with other people, please, this is your opportunity. So get a hold of me. I'm very easy to find on the internet. You can just go to kopn.org and find Open Mic Radio. You can send me a message easily that way. I have a website at mikehagan.com. Very easy to get a hold of me that way. And of course, if you prefer I don't do much on social media, but Instagram I guess I kind of like, because the pictures are pretty, and that's a good way to connect with people as well. So please get in touch with me, share your music with me, and we'll find a way to get you on the air here and share it with other people. That's how Andrew and I originally got connected. We both forgot exactly how, but anyway, been friends for a few years now, and I'm always interested in what he's up to. And we're going to find out today. I know he's got new music. We just heard one of them. And before we hear any more, I'm going to have him play another one for us.
All right.
All right. What do you think? We've got, go ahead and get ready there, Andrew, and I'll say that you're listening to KOPN Columbia 89.5 FM. My name is Mike Hagan, and this is Open Mic Radio. We want to hear from you as well. Like I said, get in touch with me, share your music, okay? Once again, today we've got Andrew Ryan with us. We had Dismal Niche last week, and you can get on the schedule in the future if you'd like, okay? All right, phones, once again, 443-8255 if you want to say hi. And, yeah, we'll hear another one from Mr. Andrew Ryan here. I'm going to ask him about his guitar after he plays this song. All right, what you got, Andrew?
All right, here we go. Ginny, can you hear? And what? And I'm thinking. And Ginny, can you see? And what? And I'm missing. 'Cause all my life, yeah, I've tried to get it right. And all my life, yeah, I've tried to get it right. Hard to believe that you've been thinking. It's hard to conceive when you're misleading. 'Cause all my life, yeah, I've tried to get it right. And all my life, yeah, I've tried to get it right. It's hard to explain the way I'm feeling. It's hard to contain the pain I'm concealing. 'Cause all my life, yeah, I've tried to get it right. And all my life, yeah, I've tried to get it right. Six weeks in, and I'm losing you.
Wow, very nice.
I hope you all took your antidepressants before tuning in tonight. This evening.
Andrew Ryan in the studio with me this afternoon. Pleasure to have Andrew with us this afternoon, and you all as well. You're listening to Open Mic Radio. It's KOPN Columbia, 89.5 FM. And a big thank you to One Mic, Jimmy Spitz behind the mic. First time I've seen him in the radio station studio, I think, ever. If you don't know who Jimmy is, he was hosting One Mic, which is on the air before this particular program from 2 o'clock until 4 o'clock on Saturdays. And he's a pretty talented hip-hop artist who's been spitting rhymes around the town for quite a few years here. So anyway, great to see Jimmy here and involved at the radio station. Stick around after this program, Raw Shumba and a reggae party. All right, stick around because the best in roots rock and reggae are coming to you from 6 until 8. And then Chris takes over from 8 until 11 with Blues on Broadway. Awesome, cool music for the rest of the night. Stick it on KOPN and keep it there. And you can also find us, of course, on the web across the wide world at, what is it? KOPN.org. It's a hard one to remember, right? Anyway, all right, that's all for the things that I have to say. So now I'm going to switch gears and say a little bit of hello to our guests out there and Andrew Ryan in the studio. Andrew, we talked a couple of years ago. We've been kind of staying in touch a little bit off the grid, sort of, but you're back at it. You've had a couple records. The first one that you release that I was familiar with was called Across Currents, and it's actually been a few years now. I think that was maybe a 2017 record.
2017, yeah.
Crazy, right?
Yeah, it is.
Time flies. But anyway, the record Across Currents was one that actually got quite a bit of airplay here at the station. I played a lot of it, and in fact, I'm going to play another one from it. My favorite song from that record is called Caladiums. But I want to talk a little bit about that record real fast for people who maybe are not familiar with you, and then where you've gone in the last 4 years.
Sure.
All right. So that was your first actual independent release. I know you've been producing and doing some things for other people, right?
Right. Yeah. I've been recording bands and stuff, making records for years now. I went to recording school in 2004 in Arizona, then moved to Chicago and interned at a studio, and then
that's right.
moved back, and then got a place and started doing that on my off time with work. And then I made a record with a friend of mine. And
did you build a studio out yourself, though?
It was kind of already there. We bought this old substation, so like half of the
electrical substation.
Yeah, from the 1920s.
No shit.
Yeah.
Pardon me.
You just got fined. Right?
Oh yeah, there you go.
And half of it, was like the house set up as like a loft, and I think it was, I don't know if you know the guy's name, Richard Gephardt, I think it was. His uncle owned the place in the 70s. He was an oil painter. He did like the St. Pauli's Girl designs and stuff, and lived there with like his girlfriend, in his older years.
No kidding.
And and I found out what he paid for it, which was like nothing. Right. Anyway, so we moved into it. We're two owners later. We moved into it, and there's a huge garage space, and the windows were like, at the bottom of the window was like 8 foot in the air. It was like this huge, was like 18 foot ceiling was like what the place was. So there was a staircase that went up, and there was a little tiny room like this, pretty much, but a lower ceiling, but maybe the same dimensions or a little bit smaller. And then I had like a window installed, and you could look down and have bands play, and I had the a big mixing console and all that stuff that I bought, and was recording bands. And then I was originally a drummer.
Were you living there as well?
Yeah, we were living there.
All right.
And originally a drummer for like 20-something years, and I would play drums on albums and record with friends and stuff. And then I finally got to the point where I was like playing guitar and writing songs, but I wasn't singing. And so I just thought if I could learn how to do that or try to talk, sing, or whatever, I could make my own stuff. And that's kind of slowly got into that world, And as much as I'm proud of that first record, I know the singing has improved, and I'm like, and I hear it now. I try to avoid it a little bit, but it's fine, It's just,
I get it. I get it. I talk to a lot of artists, and most have that position on their early material.
Yeah.
But as a listener, and a sort of connoisseur of music, I love the early stuff because I don't know. There's something about it. First of all, I think that the early songs that people write tend to be songs that they've worked on for a long time. That first album is usually, often enough, there are songs on the first album that anybody makes that they've been writing their whole lives. They were working on those songs for years.
Right,
the second album, third album, may be songs that only came together in the last year or two. So I kind of like that dichotomy.
Right,
I also like hearing the change over time, whether it's an improvement on playmanship, guitar skills or vocal skills, or just the production or the arrangements, whatever.
Right, exactly.
I just love it, and that first record was really solid. I wouldn't be playing it if I didn't think
right.
so.
Well, I appreciate that. Yeah.
But then then you made another record right around COVID time.
It was done in I think late 2019 or early 2020. I was just kind of waiting to figure out when to put it out and tour.
You're still waiting.
Everything happened. Yeah. So I just put it out. I'm like, It doesn't matter.
Yeah, that was Wild Terrain.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. Wild Terrain / you cannot delete yourself. Yeah.
And I still have
You
my
have the pin? Okay.
I have two of them. I gave one to my son, and I wear one on one of my baseball caps
cool,
right over
cool.
here. Yeah, you cannot delete yourself.
Yeah, it's like the Microsoft message box.
Right.
When you try to have an error, it's like, okay, it's all you can do is close it, hit OK, and it's got the blue thing on top.
Right. Yeah, everyone's familiar if you've ever used a
yeah.
Windows machine. So
Right.
anyway, yeah, that was clever. So,
Yeah.
all right. So between Across Currents and Wild Terrain, what did you find yourself doing, discovering about your own music, etc.?
Well, so I had a lot of those songs. I was demoed at the same time, maybe like a third of them. And I only had 9 songs on that Wild Terrain record that came out, but I had, like maybe 20, and I just put 9 out. Some because they weren't good, or others just, I don't know, just didn't
fit
flow.
or whatever.
Yeah,
Right.
so like on the Wild Terrain record, there's 3 songs where it's kind of indie rock, and then 3 go kind of alt country, and then the other 3 go like singer-songwriter. Mm-hmm. And it kind of goes in that way. At least to me, in my mind, like there's electric songs and then there's like pedal steel songs.
Right, and then there's acoustic, yeah.
Yeah, or more acoustic driven, yeah.
Right,
So.
okay. All right, well, now let's see. Most recently, a couple of singles, right?
Totally different than Across Currents. But
Never Let Me Know
that's
was earlier this year?
Yeah, that was in August.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then one just very recently, Autumn Rain.
Yes.
And that was just a couple weeks ago, right? Or
Yeah,
a week or
they
two
were
ago.
like a month apart. Yeah.
Very cool. All right. Well, I don't want to play those because maybe you'll share one of those.
Oh, you could play those. They sound better.
Okay, so
the whole recording.
Very good.
It's
Okay.
not as good stripped down.
All right, sounds good.
Yeah.
So that's where we're at. I'm going to play one from that first record before we get too far away from it, and then Andrew won't have to worry about hearing any more of that for the rest of the show.
No, you can play all you want. Yeah, it's fine.
But this is a great song. It's called Caladiums, and there's a young woman who sings backup on it with you, and I know you've told me what her name was, but she does a lovely voice.
Marie Maratti.
Very, very nice job she does in this song. So anyway, it's Mike, and you're listening to Open Mic Radio. It's KOPN Columbia, 89.5 FM. My guest is Andrew Ryan in the studio with me this afternoon. Thrilled to have him. We're going to get together tonight, too, and play some music. And if you want to get a special invite to a private party, maybe, I don't know, call that first-time caller line, 573-443-7390.
Yeah.
I'm kind of kidding, but kind of not. 443-8255 otherwise, all right? Once again, this is from his 2017 release. This is a song called Caladiums. Andrew Ryan from Across Currents. We'll be back in a few minutes.
Farmhouse was empty, so it could finally breathe. And all that was left were scattered pictures and memories. And I surely remember how I felt when the rain came down on me. And all I could think of was you, but all I could care for was me. Caladium soon will be in bloom once the river reaches the bank. And all I could think of was you, but all I could care for was me. And all I could think of was you. And the rain came down on me. I could care for was me. Palladium soon will be in bloom once the river reaches the bank.
All right, there's another one from our featured artist this afternoon. His name is Andrew Ryan. That is a song called Caladiums from 2017 release called Across Currents. And that was a self-released and produced and engineered, all that stuff. Andrew did most of it by himself, I think.
Yeah, I acoustic guitar, did piano on one or two songs, drums, and glockenspiel on one song.
The Glockenspiel. Yeah, I like to say it.
Yes,
I like to say
yes.
Glockenspiel. It's a good German word. You mentioned the drums, and I'm an aspiring drummer, even though I would never play in front of anybody else.
Cool.
I do it in my back bedroom or whatever.
Oh, you have to play them tonight.
Oh, it's so much fun. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, you can play.
I haven't played for years. So I'm a little rusty, but I could.
Well,
do it.
I'm sure, yeah. But anyway, I'm learning. I can keep, I can keep a steady beat or whatever. I can't do much fancy stuff, but I can play along, and even that is just super fun.
You got to get the ghost notes on your left hand. You know what I'm talking about?
I do. It's because
That's a lot of it. Yeah.
my hi-hat hand always wants to do what my kick drum foot is doing. Mm-hmm. And so in order for me to get better control of my foot, I've got to be able to do those ghost notes with my right hand. And
Right.
I'm not quite there. I understand what you're saying. I'm just
How long
not,
have you been playing it for?
Oh God, I don't know, a couple years maybe.
Okay, yeah.
But not very regularly. You know, I'll sit down on them every now and again, but I'm not very good about routines and sitting down and playing drums for an hour every couple days or whatever.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, I'm kind of doing it just for fun. So.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, so tonight we'll have some other musicians at the place as well, and we'll get to hear a bunch of different stuff and
Who's going to be there?
Well, there's a band called Fox Deluxe, a 3-piece. My buddy Jordan Tucker and Johnny Fox, and I forget the third gentleman who's in that band. And so they do sort of just a standard broken down 3-piece rock and roll
Cool.
thing. But everyone will be playing acoustic tonight, and they'll be there. There's a gentleman named Bartholomew Bean, who is sort of a modern day troubadour or something. He's a very interesting guy. I've been friends with him for years. He's probably 70 some years old now.
Oh, wow.
And he's been all over the place, and he writes very fun and interesting songs, and has a real cool sort of style. So he'll be there. I have a small project that I do with a guy in town named Kevin. It's sort of a bluegrassy thing. I play guitar and he plays the mandolin, and we're going to play a few songs probably.
Nice.
Of course, we got Andrew's going to be playing, and Justin Hickerson. I believe Justin will. He's coming for sure, but I just don't know if he's going to play. I told him please bring his guitar, but he's a local guy.
Yeah, I think I met him last time.
I'm sure you did.
Yeah.
Because I mentioned you to him, and he said, "Yeah, I remember I met Andrew outside at it was first Friday."
Yeah, I talked to him. Yeah, he's a really nice guy.
Yeah, so he's a great drummer as well. And
he told me he used to live in Nashville. He was a drummer.
Yeah,
years ago in some band or something.
For sure, and he comes from a musical family, and they did the whole Branson thing for a while. His mom was was more on the stage side. She was a stage actress, but he comes from a lot of entertainment on that side of the family. But he's although most people know him as a drummer, and he's a very good drummer, but he also does sort of a singer-songwriter thing, and writes real nice songs, and he's a huge Dylan fan, and so I think he tries to at least style himself a little bit like some of that early Bob Dylan stuff.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
No, not at all. I mean, if you're gonna copy somebody, you know, and that's not a hit on anybody actually. In fact, everybody that's making art of any kind was inspired by somebody who did something cool or similar to what they do, and they expand on it. So
there's only 12 notes too, right? So
that's right.
You're gonna play something similar.
It's really amazing, actually, how much music has come into the world in the last how many millennia with just those 12 notes.
Sure.
You know, we're gonna take a minute here and say hello and welcome to Radio Orbit. Wait, no, this isn't radio. This is Open Mic Radio. Hi, who's this?
Hey, did I call the right radio show?
Your ears must have been burning.
Yeah. Well, okay. No, I actually just got in my truck, and when I turned the radio on, I heard some people talking about me and was like, I need to get to the bottom of this.
Nothing bad, I assure you. Good to hear from you,
You know.
Justin. How are you?
Oh man, I'm good. I'm out running some errands in town at a very inopportune time because it just started raining. How do you like that?
Well, I hope it gets it out of its system and it clears up, and we've got a decent clear night for our little get together tonight. But either way, we're going to make do. Are you still planning on bringing a guitar out there and playing some songs, maybe?
That is the plan, as long as it's not going to impose. I want other people to be playing too. So I assume that's the case.
That's the case. We got plenty of time, and everyone's a friendly, if you know what I mean. So
Yeah.
we're just gonna make it cool.
They're very cool. Sounds very cool.
Andrew, you and Andrew met a couple years ago. Remember I mentioned to you that Andrew Ryan was coming back to town?
Right. Yeah. We met outside of Artlandish there. I think it was the first Friday or something.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, anyway, he's
So
back in
it's
town and on the mic here.
Yes. How's it going?
Holy
Hey.
smokes. Hey, how you doing? It'll
Good,
be
man.
cool to hang out again tonight, and looks like we'll have a little bit more time this time, too.
Yeah,
so.
for sure. Yeah, bring the guitar.
Yeah,
Definitely.
for sure. I think it sounds like we got the fixins for a good time then.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
Okay. What else?
yeah.
What else is happening? How did you perform last night?
I did. I performed with the Daves down in Roachport for the Biscuits and Brews that is being put on by the Ozark Mountain Biscuit Truck and I believe Broadway Brewery.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And then they've still got stuff going on all day today. I don't know if that's going on right this minute or hold on one second. I'm well. How are you?
Sorry.
Oh, you're good. I'm actually sitting ordering food when I called.
Can I get a large Coke and some fries?
Thank you very much. All right.
Yeah, you love the professionalism here on KOPN.
Yeah,
I love it.
So, anyway, well, I didn't know it was going to come out that fast. What service? The Sonic Drive-In in South Columbia.
At least you're at a place, not some X-rated drive-through or something like that.
Yeah.
Do they have those?
What's that? Oh man.
I
Now
think they
I'm
have them
all
on the
embarrassed.
highway, you see them, right?
Oh yeah,
Are those-
yeah. They make it easy to get in and out.
yeah.
No pun intended.
Yeah, so I know that event is still going on in Roachport today, and I think a little bit tomorrow too, but don't quote me on that. And then I was supposed to play with Paul Weber and the Scrappers this morning at 4U Fest at the old Elderberry Farm, but that got rained out.
Yeah.
So now I'm sitting at the Sonic drive-through in the rain. I'm looking forward to hanging out with you.
All right. Well, it sounds good. Yeah, I think Flood Brothers are playing later tonight at the Biscuit Festival, and I don't know. I don't have it in front of me, but I think the whole lineup for today was actually pretty solid.
Yeah, I know that. I think OK Samaritan was supposed to play out there, as well as Ruth Acuff
Right.
and oh man, someone else that I remembered off the top of my head, but is now gone from my head. But it looked like it was going to be fun. Last night was fun too. We got to see the Western States play. I haven't seen them play in a long time, as well as what's Molly Healy's duo that she does with that girl from down in Springfield?
The wing something.
Yes, the wing something.
Sorry, Molly.
Well, she's got a whole lot going on too, so it's kind of hard to keep track of what project of Molly's I'm seeing whenever I see her.
Well, she Lace Wing, yeah.
Oh, the Lace Wings.
Lace Wings. Thank you,
that's
Chris.
Some
correct.
research
And
going on here.
Well, actually, Molly and I have been chatting over the last couple of days because she's going to come down here and do a show one of these weekends, and she doesn't get to Columbia that frequently, and anyway, we were trying to set something up, and she's like, well, can I come this Saturday? And I said, no, I got my buddy Andrew Ryan coming. I said, we'll have to do it in November, and she said, okay, that's great. So we will have Molly here on the program sometime in the next month or so, and I'm excited to get a chance to do a proper interview with Molly and hear some of her songs as well. But so she played last night with the Lace Wings project, huh?
Correct, and it was very good. She was switching between the violin and the guitar, and the gal that was playing with her was also a very good guitar player, and they had some pretty phenomenal harmonies, as one would expect.
Yeah,
but they definitely did not disappoint.
Very cool. All right. Yeah, well, that looks like the Biscuit Festival is actually coming into its own. Great stuff this weekend out there. So.
For sure.
All right, my brother. Well, I think Paul may be down tonight as well. We'll have to see who shows up and who doesn't. But either way, I look forward to seeing you a little bit later. Okay.
Okay, yeah, sounds good. You just let me know. If Paul does come, I'll stay home. So you just let me know.
Okay. Is he still owe you $20?
Yeah, sure. You ask him.
Hey, Mike, is Paul the friend of yours that I met a few years ago?
There's a good chance you met Paul Weber.
Kind of a wild man.
Yeah, you may have Paul. Well,
not really. I don't know.
May have used to be. It depends on when you met him.
Oh, that was Wayne Leal.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Wayne Leal and Paul Weber. Yeah, two different characters for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. But you may meet Wayne again tonight. He may be at the house. We'll have to see. So, anyway, all right, Jess. I'll catch you later, brother.
All right, sounds good.
Thanks for
Sounds
calling.
good. Bye.
Yeah, bye-bye.
That's it.
All right, the one and only Justin Hickerson. You can catch him out and about. He plays with the Daves. He plays with Paul Weber and the Scrappers. He plays with a new project called Fox Teeth, which is very cool. And actually not playing the drums for that band. I think he's playing guitar there. So anyway, Justin Hickerson, one of my good brothers and a great musician around town here, okay? Once again, 443-8255 if you want to join the party, okay? We got Andrew Ryan in the house, and maybe I can get another song out of him. We're about we got plenty of time. Sure. What do you want to play for us?
I keep playing a lot of new stuff.
Good.
For now, if that's all right.
I love it.
I know it's way away from when this is coming out, but I tend to when I start writing new stuff, I'll play a few songs off the last record, and then I'll just play new stuff, and it's probably not the right way to go about it, because when someone's like, I like that, what album's that on? I'm like, it's not out yet. Right. And they don't want to buy what's over there, because I haven't played anything, but right. It's just I don't know, it's just what I do. All
right, well, I like hearing it.
Smart.
So more new music from Andrew Ryan, and he's got new music actually that was released over the last couple months, couple singles, and I guess that album, Autumn Rain and Never Let Me Know, will those both be on the record that's to be released?
They're just extra. They just sound different.
Singles.
Yeah, I actually had this idea of making like an indie rock record and giving it the title of Ursa Major, like the Great Bear constellation.
Sure.
And so I have all these things I wrote last year that's very indie rock. And it's just music right now.
That's what you should tell people, that's the key of a song. If anybody asks, the key is Ursa Major.
Yeah, Ursa Minor, yeah. So I still want to finish all those songs that I have that are like that. I just haven't. I've been working on all these all country songs instead.
Right. Okay.
But I need to figure out how to sing the happy stuff and make it, fun. But the music's there.
Yeah. All right. Well, cool. All right. What are you going to play for us now, then?
This is another new song. It's called Star Sign.
Very good. KOPN Columbia, 89.5 FM. It's Open Mic Radio, and this is Andrew Ryan.
'Cause I don't belong, and I only exist between songs, spinning on the disc. 'Cause I don't want to hold you down again, and I don't want to hear it from your friends. 'Cause I don't want to make it up to you again. I miss my home, and not who I was. Remember the songs, forget all the words. 'Cause I don't want to hold you down again, and I don't want to hear it from your friends. 'Cause I don't want to make it up to you again. I woke up, my head was a mess, and with a dream at the end of my wrist, another night that I wish I could forget, 'cause I don't belong, I only exist. No, I don't belong, I only exist, I only exist.
Yeah. Wow. Another uplifting tune there from Andrew Ryan.
It's well, I'm trying to make a workout album so people that are on the treadmill can move 120 beats per minute. Right?
You want to know the truth? One of the things I love about your songs, I like sad songs.
Like sadness.
I mean, not always, but
do you need to see professional help?
You know,
counselor.
You know what? Actually, sad music, I think, over the years has actually been quite helpful to me.
Yes.
Because there's some sort of relationship there where you can say, God damn, I'm not the only person that feels, you know, some
right.
whatever
I
it might
always
be.
joke that I can't afford therapy, so I write sad music, and that's therapy, you know.
I think it's a good solution. And,
yeah,
and
it's probably pretty accurate.
you know, and I think there's something about pain and suffering or difficulty that does bring out good art. I have to say that there's a lot of really great art, not just music, art in general, that's been made in very difficult times or in very difficult situations. And there's something about it that really drives it up a level or something. I'm not sure.
Right. It's like the pressure makes a diamond, right?
I think so. Yeah, something like that for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, cool. How did COVID treat you? Speaking of difficult situations, how did you handle that as a musician and as a guy that likes to be on the road?
Right. Yeah, I'm in 2019, I believe. I was on the road maybe like 9 or 10 months with Jason that you met, and you know, it was a blur, and it was great, but it was just like gone for 3 weeks, back a week and a half, gone, you know, back and forth, you know.
Right.
And going from that to not traveling at all was really crazy, you know, like I was just used to it. And before I was traveling and playing music, I was traveling, working in, the construction field. I was working at different power plants and oil refineries as a welder and whatnot. He wants you to talk. Yeah. And so I was used to being gone then, but that'd be for like a few weeks. I'd be back. And then sometimes I'd be gone for like 8 or 9 months, which is like one of the longest times. I think it was like 10 or 11 months, actually.
Wow.
I was up in Wisconsin, and our daughter would just turn like 5. She was like 4, just turned 5. So, and then I did that, you know, all before then too. So I kind of felt like I missed a lot. And then when I was in Wisconsin for so long, I rented a house with some work friends, and I had the attic to myself. And I actually bought this guitar from a guy there off Craigslist. And
no kidding.
I wrote like half the songs there in isolation, because up in the attic it was just like I had an air mattress, folding chair, and like a laundry basket, and then like, you know, booze, you know, and I would just
all the essentials.
Yeah, and I would just play after I'd work, you know, I'd work a 10-hour shift, and I'd go up there and play before I go to sleep.
Amazing.
Have a drink or two, and then that's kind of how a lot of the songs started that way.
That's a beautiful guitar, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
What are you playing? Is it a Martin?
It's a Martin, but it is a Mexican Martin, so it is not a high dollar one.
Huh.
But
so what did they do?
I don't know if that even really matters.
I have the same plans, right? And the same build.
Yeah, I think maybe the wood's a different grade, things like that.
I could see
but,
that. Right.
you know, I have a lot of friends that are big guitar geeks and snobs, and me being a drummer for so long and being into recording and mixing, like I just kind of, I'm like a Tom Petty guitar player. I can do a riff and chords, but I don't really geek out on the pickups and pedals because I just don't really care about it as much. And I have a lot of friends that know about it, so I just ask them when I need help.
Right.
So to me, you know, it's just a piece of wood that you're playing with metal strings on it. So that's really all it is.
That's basically what it is.
Yeah, you really break it down. That's all I'm doing.
I mean, devil's in the details, of course, but
get good strings and it's in tune. You know.
Yeah, keep it in tune.
It's starting line, right?
Sarah and Josh in the house. Hello. So you've written a lot of songs on that guitar?
Yeah. I think I've written almost all of them. So this is going to sound kind of strange. So I have a 10-song record that's coming out in April, and that's finished, mastered, and everything.
Coming out in 2022?
Yes, 2022.
Okay.
I have another 10 songs that's like 85% recorded.
Wow.
I have all missing is like some real piano and electric guitar. And then I have another like 9 songs I've been working on recently, the last few weeks, demoing out. And then all this indie rock stuff, and that's like another 10 or 11 songs. But that's just like the music with the indie stuff. So I have I just keep like, just kind of pissing out all this stuff. I don't know if it's all great or going to make it, but I just feel good that I have all this material. And that's what I've done a lot over this whole COVID period. To get back to your actual question.
Yeah, no, it's...
So I was stuck at home, and you just got to kind of make do with it. And I picked up a few gigs, like mixing records and songs for friends that I've met touring across the country, thanks to the internet. I was able to do that. And then I do some abstract painting. I haven't done it so much lately, but...
It's one of my questions, actually.
Okay.
I was going to bring up the actual visual art.
I started doing that in like 2018. I was just thinking about it. Like the inner voice was just like saying, "Oh, you should,
make some more art,
paint something." And I haven't done art since I was in high school. And when I was a senior, I was in advanced art, but I didn't really take it serious or the whole year serious. So I just kind of slacked off. But I just started making paintings at home for fun, and then I would kind of post it online. And I've made maybe like 41 paintings, And I haven't done much this year, so I'm slacked on that. But I've sold like 38 of them, and they've went to like across the country, Texas and Nebraska, California. But I've also sold some that I've shipped to Germany and Switzerland and London recently.
How are people just being exposed to your artwork through social media?
I think so. Yeah, I'll just post it on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter.
Amazing. Well, there's some cool stuff.
And I've even had a few people contact me to do stuff, just commission work.
Right.
And so that's kind of tricky because I'm like, man, I don't know what they want, and they're like, oh, it's whatever, and I'm like, well. You tell me when you're happy, because I just...
Right, it's one thing when you're doing it for you. It's another thing when somebody's paying you to do it for them.
Yeah, because when I'm painting something, I'll do whatever, listen to music and just paint something, and then stare at it and hate it and leave it alone, and then go back to it 2 days later, paint over it, change it, hate it some more, and then it's like a process until it's like I get so angry at myself until once I can actually be okay with how it looks, then I'll be like, okay, maybe I'll just post this online or see if someone likes it.
Right.
And so it's probably a more self-deprecating painting than it is writing a song for me, because I just, I don't know. It's just how I work.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well,
it's like George Costanza a little bit, maybe.
I don't know. I'm not sure I've ever seen any. Was it Larry? What's his name?
Larry David.
Larry David.
Oh yeah.
I wonder if he's actually a painter. If he actually does any creative art other than the great comedy that they do. But it's amazing. A lot of people who are artists like yourself tend to express it in. Not necessarily just one venue. It may be more than a musician, maybe a painter as well. So,
right.
Yeah. You should ever bring any paintings to a show and sell paintings like?
I've thought about that. I brought a couple with me a few years ago.
Or make NFTs now. That's the whole new. That's the whole new.
Yeah,
thing,
I'm not too hip with all that technology. I have friends that are making that are in the entertainment industry and make graphic designs and selling them and stuff. And I understand it, but I don't really understand it. It's like Bitcoin to me. I get it, but that's not how I think, or
Right.
I don't know.
All right. Well, you're a prolific songwriter, though. I didn't realize you were writing so many songs. You've got 40 or 50 songs in the bag that you're just kind of waiting to kind of finish up.
And I also need to plug a song. A friend of mine, St. Louis songwriter Karen Choi, has a song coming out on October 22nd. It's a cover song of The Cure, and we made like an alt country version
of
"Boys Don't Cry." And what was
early Cure.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of those guys.
Well, I was going to say, when we were talking about sad music, I mean, some of those early Cure records got me through some difficult times. I mean, there's a record,
romantic,
"Kiss Me, Kiss Me, Kiss Me," and "Disintegration." Both those records just were super solid all the way through and just heartfelt. I mean, I love them.
Oh yeah, it's great. It's great music. And so she sent me this song, she recorded at her home and sent it to me because a few weeks before she went to the studio with me in St. Louis and did backing vocals on my new record. And so she sent me the Cure song, and I was like, hey, this is great. Let me just add a bunch of stuff to it, and I'll send it back and just re-sing it or whatever. If you don't mind that I do the acoustic, like to the rhythm guitar and add keyboard and stuff and drums.
Right.
So she was cool with it. So I did the song. I changed the intro, played a bunch of keyboard stuff on it too, and I had a drums on a song of mine with like same tempo. So I just looped them and made them into the song. So now it's like a real drum set on it
Right.
instead of just being programmed.
Right.
And then I did bass, and then I had we had a friend of ours do pedal steel and electric guitar and backing vocals, and now it's like this whole thing, and it's coming out in I think 3 weeks from now, the 22nd.
Well, I've found an artist named Karen Choi. Is it Choi?
Yes.
Maybe, hopefully that's her.
Yeah. Yeah.
Has she had a previous record called Lost Country?
Yeah.
Or
yeah, she's had a
Paper
few-
Birch?
Yes, same ones. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm putting her on my list here.
Yeah. When that comes out, definitely check it out. It's,
Very good.
It's really cool.
Okay. How'd you come across her? You just friends just from being in the
Yeah.
biz?
Just playing shows together and stuff. Yeah.
What's your partner who was with you here?
Jason.
Where's Jason at these days?
He's in Albuquerque still. Actually, he's in Denver today. They're moving up there from Albuquerque, and he's there visiting. But yeah, that's what he's doing. I'm trying to get him to come with me this November, but he's in the process of moving and all that stuff. So.
All right. So you're planning on going back out doing some touring at the end of the year here?
Yeah. Well, I'm playing, here in your place tonight. The next weekend, I'm going to Urbana to play like a house show. And then a few weeks later, I'm playing at the Betty Jane Performance Arts in Peoria, Illinois, and then Memphis the next night.
Nice.
On a weekend, and then November, I'm touring for 2 weeks with a friend of mine from Los Angeles, Level in the Square, and we're going like Kansas City, Des Moines, Oklahoma City, Austin, Phoenix, Flagstaff, and it's like 14 or 15 shows. And then that's it for now.
What are they called? Level the Square?
Level and the Square.
Level and the Square. Ha, interesting. Yeah. I heard a band the other day called Amel and the Sniffers.
Oh, wow.
And it was pretty solid rock and roll.
That's
actually.
cool.
Yeah.
Amel sounds cool. I don't know what that means, but that's cool.
I'm thinking amyl nitrate. Like I'm thinking something from like Blue Velvet or something. Some crazy chemistry that people snort up their noses or whatever. But anyway, we've got Krista here with us as well, and I just want to ask you a quick question about being. Okay, first of all, are you husband and wife or just partners?
Yes.
Yeah, we're married.
Okay, I wasn't sure. But you have a daughter as well, and she's 11 or 12 years old now?
Yes, 11.
So for you, you're the wife of a traveling musician or whatever, and so it's also different for you during the COVID situation. You're used to having him gone a lot of the time, and now you and your daughter both. I guess my question is how was it for you, and what's it like, living that sort of life?
I mean, we were all for the pandemic part because, I'm a teacher, and so all three of us were, what was it, a month or two that
You
we
teach
were
relatively
gone?
young children, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, kindergarten.
Uh-huh.
And so, it wasn't too bad. I mean, it was actually pretty nice. We actually had a good time.
They like it, yeah.
Yeah,
There you go.
we liked being there. But then other than that, I mean, that's easy. It's not too hard.
Well, I'm glad. I'm glad everybody made it through okay.
Yeah.
I think everyone's got their own stories of what they did and how they, and I guess it's still an ongoing thing. I sort of act like it isn't because I'm just for me now it's one of the things we're just gonna have to live with it.
Well, you're back here now, right? You were shut out here for a while. I remember.
Absolutely.
Right?
We were all doing radio remotely for quite some time, and so it's good that we're back on the air, and there's live music happening again and stuff, and I think there's I don't know, certainly the psychology has changed in general. It's just not quite as carefree as it was, and I guess perhaps that's maybe not necessarily a bad thing. But it's also a lot, pretty difficult change for a lot of people, lifestyle-wise, that have happened over the last couple of years. So everyone's done what they could to make it through, I guess. So
yeah, I was thinking about this today. It's like I woke up, I'm in good health. It's great,
How about it?
Could always be worse, and I'm just happy to, be sitting here today. So it's all good.
I'm with you. I always say, I tell my boys, I have an 18-year-old son and a 15-year-old boy, and I tell them the same thing. I'm like, enjoy it while you got it. Do the best you can while you got it, and just make it as good as you can, and help for yourself and for other people, and don't sweat it otherwise, because it's too easy to get hung up on stuff that really don't matter that much. So anyway, all right, we are top of the hour here. It's 5:00 on the 2nd of October, 2021. You're listening to KOPN Columbia 89.5 FM. My name is Mike Hagan. This is Open Mic Radio. We got another hour of the show left before we switch gears and play music for the rest of the night. But stick around. We've got Ross Shumba and a reggae party coming at 6 o'clock. He'll be playing the best in roots rock and reggae music for you. He does it every Saturday from 6 to 8. And then, of course, Chris with the amazing Blues on Broadway from 8 to 11. Stick around after that. I forget what's happening at 11 o'clock now on Saturdays. I think they changed it. We've had some schedule changes here in the last couple months, but things are really sort of coming together, I think, and I'm pretty pleased about what I'm seeing and hearing. So I will get back to the music here, though. I've got Andrew Ryan with me in the studio, and he's been playing some songs for us live, but we're going to play one from his release that was called Wild Terrain, You Cannot Delete Yourself. And I think we'll play the title track. This is Wild Terrain, and I'll be back with you in just a few minutes, all right? All right, that's the title track from Andrew Ryan's, I guess that was 2020? Yeah, early 2020. Wild Terrain, You Cannot Delete Yourself. That's the title track, called Wild Terrain. Great stuff from Andrew Ryan. You're listening to it here on KOPN. I got Andrew in the studio with me this afternoon, having a good old time today. The weather, what's it doing out there? Is it still raining? Hoping that the rain kind of dies off, but you never know.
Stop a little bit.
Yeah. We are down here at 915 East Broadway, lovely downtown Columbia, Missouri. Talking to you live from the Dalton building right here in between 9th and 10th. And going on 50 years here, KOPN bringing great community radio, music, talk, and news to mid-Missouri, all around these parts. And I will say that this program is brought to you by listener support and a donation from Quantum Wireless Services. Serving mid-Missouri since 2012, Quantum Wireless Internet provides internet, television, and phone services to residential and business customers. More information is available at quantumwirelessinternet.com or by calling 573-256-1166. Quantum Wireless Internet, a connection to the digital world. Appreciate all of our sponsors and underwriters of this program and KOPN in general. If you'd like to become an underwriter for Open Mic Radio, love to have more sponsors for the show and support for the radio station. If you're a venue out there, like Rose Music Hall, for example, I should get Mike Nolan back here on the station with us, the general manager of the Blue Note and Rose Music Hall. Mike's been on the program with me a few times, but I might have to call in a favor. I think it's time for some of these venues that I kind of give them a pump every week. I tell everybody what's happening out there. I tell them who's playing at your club. I tell them to go down there and check out the music. It's going to be good or whatever. So, think about supporting KOPN perhaps if you're out there and you're one of the music venues around town. It's a good marriage. We'd be happy to mention your name here on the program, and you can earn all the free press that I give you. All right. Speaking of that, I think I will go through and see what's happening around town, and a lot of times I don't know exactly who some of these artists are, but most of the time someone will call and tell me. Or somebody like Andrew, who's sitting across from me, will be like, "Oh, I'm familiar with them. They're from here or they're from there." So it looks like the Blue Note new work on the website for the Blue Note. Interesting. Okay, we're going to go to how's that for dead air? Tonight, Rose Music Hall, we've got Rifle Cult, The Lowest Life, and Raven Lick. This must be some metal, I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Right? Rifle Cult. Right there. Lowest Life. Now that's a great name for a band.
That sounds familiar. That sounds like my Tuesday.
I've seen Low Life, but I've never seen Lowest Life. So I've seen Lowest Lane.
Right.
All right, Lowest Life tonight with Raven Lick and Rifle Cult. That's at Rose Music Hall, and that's going to be inside. No music out in the park tonight, and that makes sense, I guess. Tomorrow night at Rose, Jackson Stokes with Fox Deluxe, and Fox Deluxe will be warming up this evening at my place before they play tomorrow night with Jackson Stokes at Rose. Tonight at the Blue Note, canceled. Oh, I don't know if that's the name of the band or if the if the show was actually canceled. That would be a funny band name,
right? It would be a new
right?
name at the current time.
Yeah. We are canceled.
Is it with a C or a K? And it's like a metal band.
I remember there was we used to joke when I was living in Denver that you trying to come up with silly band names, and Free Beer was one. We thought we'd call ourselves Free Beer. Tonight, Free Beer, and you figured at least you get a crowd with that one. Yeah. And then the opposite of that was Closed for Remodeling. Yeah. So you probably wouldn't get a lot of people coming out.
Ladies' Night would be a good one.
There you go. They're all guys.
Yeah.
It's like a metal show, right? Anyway, okay. So if you're familiar with something happening around town tonight, and I'm not mentioning it, feel free to give me a call. It's 443-8255. and you can or you can text me, which it's amazing how people do not like to call radio. I've seen some demographics on how many listeners you have to have listening to get one phone call typically, and it's outrageous. Actually,
it's like 10%.
It's more like a tenth of 1%.
Right.
It's crazy.
Yeah, well, it's easier not to, and everyone's used to not doing it now. So
right.
Like when I was a kid, I'm a little older, so I remember when caller ID was a new thing at our house. Before that, the phone would ring, you just pick it up.
Right.
It's like Russian roulette.
Didn't know who was going to be
there.
there.
Yes or no. And then once we got it, like our friend Paul across the street would call, and my brothers would be like, "Hey, let's not answer. I don't want to answer." And we'd laugh about it. Then he'd come over, knock on the door.
Paul. He's like, "I know you're in there."
Yeah.
No, it's crazy, really. But as the technology's developed, how it's changed the way we interact and stuff like that. The telephone's a huge one. I mean, the fact that we actually bring one around with us everywhere we go and don't just have one stuck on the wall.
Yeah, and the fact that people don't really give eye contact that much anymore either.
Yeah.
It's kind of.
And again, the COVID thing with the masks and everything. I think there's some people that actually like it, and there is a percentage of the population that don't. Well, and they don't like to. And some people are more comfortable not showing their face.
Yeah, they look better with the mask on. They feel that,
or they think they do.
Yeah. And you get some more self-esteem.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. You said you are going on tour with. Level and the Square.
Mm-hmm.
And they're a California band?
Yes.
Tell me about them.
He's out in L.A. He singer-songwriter stuff, so we're both doing this kind of like troubadour, sad tour together.
Cool.
And I actually toured with him and another guy, Justin Hambley, right before COVID hit. We were on the West Coast doing all these shows. And I was in Utah, Los Angeles, San Diego, Las Vegas. And then as soon as that was over, like 3 days later, the news are like, if you've been in these states, these are the highest, of COVID. I was like, oh crap, I was just there.
Yep.
Yeah. And actually, that's like one of the last times we talked. I was supposed to do a So Far show here.
That's right. We had that all set up, and they canceled it.
The lady was talking, like, while we're on the phone, talking, and then everything was on, and then as soon as I got off the phone with you, I got the message, it's off.
I remember. I was upset. I was really looking forward to that, actually.
Yeah, me too.
And you know what? I haven't heard from So Far in so long. I wonder if there's still a thing.
Different ones in different cities. They're starting to open up again. It just depends on what branch, or I guess, or franchise that is.
Right.
I know in Santa Fe they're doing it again. I might be out there in November, but
nice.
It's kind of up in the air.
Right.
I think still. So.
Okay.
Great.
A couple other things from tonight. The Dive Bar. The Jay Larson Band, 8 to 11 tonight at the Dive Bar, Como. Doing a nice job there with live music, I have to say, over the last 6 months or so. I appreciate the change of style for that venue. Cooper's Landing down by the river. I don't know if they'll be doing it up this weekend or not because of the weather, but if so, Mercer and Johnson this afternoon, as a matter of fact, right now, Shannon Mercer and Brock Johnson, of course, playing great bluegrass stuff and kind of some stomping stuff as well. Mercer and Johnson this afternoon at Cooper's Landing. And then this evening, A.M. Merker and Friends. And I am unfamiliar with A.M. Merker and Friends. So if you're familiar with them, give me a call and let us know what that's about tonight. From 6 o'clock till 9, Cooper's Landing, A.M. Merker and Friends. Tomorrow, Gabe Meyer from the Flood Brothers will be playing a solo set tomorrow afternoon from 2 to 5 at Cooper's, and then Ruby Lane tomorrow night from 6 to 9. Great stuff with the veteran rock and rollers from Hickman High School. Ruby Lane tomorrow at Cooper's Landing. Now, Catfish Katie's, I don't know. Have you ever had a gig down there? There's a couple cool river gigs around here. I think
that's one spot I was supposed to play at before the flood happened a couple of years ago.
That would make sense because they're right there.
Yeah, and that's in Roachport, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, well, they call it McBain. I mean, it's right around the corner there.
Cool.
I think the Roachport General Store maybe is one that you were that you were going to play.
Yeah.
That's actually right downtown Roachport.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Let's see, the Station House though down there at Catfish Katie's. Let's see if they have if they've got any action going on this weekend. Upcoming events. Open mic at the Station House. That was this afternoon, 1 o'clock till 4, so you missed that. Tonight, though, Naked Dave. Oh, cool. Naked Dave at the Station House. He's been here on the show with me before. And real cool really slick guitar player. Plays some strange, very unorthodox style, and real bluesy. Anyway, Naked Dave at the Station House tonight, starting pretty much right now until 8:00, and it looks like that show is happening. So yeah, if you want to get down by the river, it looks like you still do that tonight. Naked Dave down at Catfish Katie's. Okay. All right. Let me see who's buzzing me here, and yes, I appreciate it. Hello to y'all too. Dave, hi. Juliana, hi. Zenny, hi. Yes. A lot of people saying hello to Andrew and
hello.
Krista. Okay. All right. Oops. All right, we're going to play another song here. Andrew has released a couple of songs in the last few months in sort of a different style. Tell me a little bit more about what you meant by that.
Yeah, so they're a bit more indie rock, I would say, more like Pixies kind of style.
All right.
I had a lot of friends that I've just met touring that were also sitting home.
Oh, so you had some guests performing on this?
So I would just send them files, and they would record their home and send it back to me. And then I got to edit it more, then maybe like redo what I was doing in a different way, and just kind of like, it's like, reshaping the dough or the whatever. And
I want to know more about what it's like to make a song where the people aren't in the same room.
Yeah, it's a new experience, and it actually worked out really well for me on this new record that's coming out next year. Because, I already had the song written and recorded, like guitar and vocals, and I would like program a fake drum beat just so they would have an idea, since I used to play
give
drums.
Them some tempo.
I would kind of know when the fill would come, or instead of just a click. And then, I'd give it to a drummer, and they would do something similar but even better. And I'm like, oh, this is great. And everyone that I had on it, they're all professionals that tour with like larger acts, and so they were like happy to work on something, I'm sure, and get a little money for it.
Right,
so.
right.
And it's great. So
all right,
cool.
So this one we're gonna play right now is called Never Let Me Know.
Live and Let Die. No.
Yeah, Never Let Me Know. Tell me who performed what parts and how much of this is.
Okay, yeah. I did the acoustic guitar and vocals, and I did some keyboards and like synthesizer stuff on it. My friend Alden Hedges played bass on it. It's
a great name.
Yeah, he's in Austin. He plays with American Aquarium.
Any relation to Michael Hedges by chance? I know it's a long shot, but
I'm not sure who that is.
Yeah. Oh, he's no longer with us, but he was a remarkable guitar player back in the day.
Yeah. Well, this guy's very talented and really cool bass line and stuff. And I had Eric Slick on drums. He plays in Dr. Dog. And
Eric Slick. Man.
Yeah, right. Great name.
Yeah.
And my friend Will Walden, he plays guitar.
Like Dr. Dog as well, by the way.
Yeah. My friend Will Walden plays guitar in a band called Stag. And he also tours with a lot of artists. He's on tour right now with Rod Gator. And they're, I think, halfway through their tour in like the Southeast, like Atlanta area. And I met him in Austin, and he lives in L.A., and I recently visited him and a couple months ago and hung out with him. And just a great guy.
Did you spend time in Austin, or were you just down there too?
I was there I've just been there playing maybe like 3-4 times now. Just played a show with them, like a songwriter in the round, and just became friends with those guys. And then when all this stuff happened, we're all like, what are you doing? I don't know. What are you doing?
Right.
And
so you come up with an idea for a song. You say, here's a song. You send that to them and say, add your...
Yeah, I'm like, here's the guitar. The vocals is how it goes. Just do your thing. And then they do their thing well. And I'm like, oh, wow, this is really great. And on one of the songs, I did like this keyboard fill. And then my friend Will's like, mute that, and I'll make the guitar like match that or whatever. So he did all this cool stuff.
Played a cool guitar solo.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fantastic. So,
all right.
They're more talented than me, so it's like playing basketball with like real basketball players. And I'm like the younger brother that can barely dribble. That's
but
it's great.
You
makes it better.
Yeah, I appreciate your humility, but you're right up there with them, I think. So anyway, this is I almost did it again. Never Let Me Know. Andrew Ryan, 2021. Released. Oh, that's not it. This was released just a couple months ago, I guess. And
August. Late August, yeah.
All right, very good. Back in a few minutes. It's Open Mic Radio, KOPN Columbia.
was raised. Not anymore. It's in my head. Wires are crossed, the data's lost, the signal's dead. Let it go. Let it go. 'Cause I can't save you. You can never let me know. I know it's a lie when you say with a sigh that everything is okay. Not anymore. It's in my head. Wires are crossed, the data's lost, the signal's dead. Let it go. Let it go. 'Cause I can't save you. You can never let me know. Let it go. Let it go. 'Cause I can't save you. You can never let me know. If you never let me know. If you never let me know. If you never let me know.
All right, there's a new one from Andrew Ryan. Never Let Me Know. And you can find that on most of your streaming platforms, I'm guessing, certainly on Spotify here. And it was released only as a single. Okay, so how do you monetize something like that? I mean, is it just...
Well, I'm not really sure how you do that
oh, I guess I could turn your mic on. That'd help.
Oh, that's all right. Just cut me off now.
Oh, yeah. I'm like, I've had enough of him.
You know, I don't know. I really don't know anymore. You get so
Or is
much
it even an
per
effort?
stream.
Is it that big of an effort that you make? I mean, are you like, God, I got to make some money on this record. How am I going to do it?
That I heard some podcast recently where someone was saying you get 1 million streams, you can make like $8,000 or something crazy. Like, not a lot.
Not
you know
a
what
lot.
I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how you make really money with streams. I know it's like the most popular platform. 10% of sales I've read recently are like physical sales, CD, vinyl, or whatever, and that's not a lot. It's 10%.
Right.
But traveling and touring, you need those things like the merch table. I really don't know how you can really make a lot of money in that business. I don't know why I'm even like drawn to it, because it's like I don't know. It's like I'm trying to sell something that's free now. You know what I mean? Like a salesman trying to sell air to someone or something.
Huh.
It's weird, you know.
Well,
but I'm okay with it. Yeah.
The availability of music everywhere now.
There's so many records and songs coming out all the time. There's like so much competition.
And you're right, and it's all online. People can listen to it for free for the most part.
And like myself, I'll listen to the same like 5 things for a while. So I think that's most people will do that.
Yeah,
you know, they get to what they
in
like.
the groove and you listen to all that and you switch.
Yeah, so you know, I'll release a song or a record, and I'm not expecting to see like 200,000 streams or whatever. I'm just kind of waiting. Like, I think in 6 years people might find this. The right people will find it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah, that's just kind of the way I look at it, because there's no sense in stressing out over it.
No, I mean
I'm not Vanilla Ice. I'm not trying to do that. There's no machine. I'm the booking agent. You know, quality control person and all that stuff. So.
Wearing all the hats.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. I mean, I wish I just really wanted to sell insurance and play golf.
No, you don't.
And I would be.
No, you don't.
Maybe I'd be happy. I don't know. Probably not. But it's just how it is. You know, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you're doing
explain
what you're doing. I'm enjoying the music that you're writing for sure. So.
Well, thank you.
Okay, we've where are we at? 5:25. Did I finish talking about what's happening around town? I hope so. If there's something that I missed, and I'm sure there is, either call us and tell us about it, or don't.
Those are your options. Okay?
Those are your options. And stick around one more time. I'll tell you that Ross Schumble will be on the air at 6 o'clock with the Reggae Party and Blues on Broadway coming up at 8 o'clock. Okay. All right. I mentioned the Blue Note has a show tonight. Oh, I guess we were joking. I said it was canceled, but yeah, the band was actually called Fitz and the Tantrums.
Oh, okay.
Another
I've heard of them before.
clever name. They
Yeah.
were supposed to play tomorrow, but that's been canceled, and I don't know exactly why.
I think Krista's actually even seen them before.
Really?
Years
Yeah,
ago in
free
St. Louis.
tickets.
Huh?
Free tickets. I won free tickets.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah?
they're kind
At
of
the
like
pa- the
a
pageant.
dance,
Yep.
kind of dancey
Yeah, pretty good.
band.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, no one can enjoy them because they canceled it. So if you wanted to see them, too bad.
Yeah. Go to Spotify and
Right.
don't support them by
You can
streaming.
stream it for free.
Yeah. Give them a fraction of a cent, please.
All right. Yeah, once again, 443-8255 if you want to say hi, okay? Let's see. We got time for, you're going to play one more?
Yeah, I can do that if you want.
Yeah, I'd like to hear one more.
All right.
And then we got a few minutes we can mess around before we close out of here. And we'll play, I think we'll close out, like we mentioned, with Autumn Rain.
Okay, yeah.
But before we get there.
This is the season.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Okay, so I'll play something completely opposite of what you just played.
Oh, well, actually,
Right?
before you do that,
Oh, yeah.
extremely removed from what you normally, or at least what I'm used to from Andrew
right.
Ryan,
That,
the
yeah.
last song we just heard. Full band, drums, bass, some little fuzzy guitar in
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Your keyboard all over the place.
Yeah.
So you have more of that music that's
Yeah, I
you're
do.
working
I
on. I
have-
think you said 9 or 10 and more.
Yeah, I have like a whole record of it. I just need to get the vocals down and maybe tweak what the words are more. But I have the music and stuff recorded.
All right.
Like just like guitar, electric guitar and stuff, you know.
So will the other songs that are in that same vein going to be worked on with these other band members that you've been collaborating with?
Yeah, it's quite possible. It just depends. A lot of those guys they were free during the
Right.
pandemic,
right.
and
Maybe they're working.
and they're busy, but they have downtime too. So
All right.
yeah, for sure.
Okay. All right. So we got that straight. Now you can play another one for
Okay, time for some sad stuff.
us. All right. Here we go. Andrew Ryan once again with the sad crying guitar. You listen to it Open Mic Radio, KOPN Columbia, 89.5 FM, and we're streaming on the web at kopn.org. All right, Andrew, go
And if
for
I
it.
must say, the second verse, if you want to pay attention, I wrote about our dog. So it sounds like a female, because she's a female, but it's the dog. So keep that in mind.
Sounds good.
Take these off.
All right. Once again, KOPN 89.5, Open Mic Radio, KOPN, and this is Andrew Ryan.
And Laurel, she cried beside her bed. She felt dead inside from what she did. She made up her mind. She made up my bed. And I can't even begin to understand. You say I should go far away from here before the voices inside reappear. And she opens the door. It's like a window to my heart. And Laurel, she cries as she tears me apart. She watches from above at the top of the stairs. She just wants some love that I can't repair. Her brown eyes are cold, like the Arctic air. She'll cut right through you if you're not prepared. You say I should go and far away from here before the voices inside reappear. And she opens the door. It's like a window to my heart. And Laurel, she cries as she tears me apart. That's for my dog.
All right, Krista, that sounds like a special one to you or something.
Oh.
Was that a special song to you? No.
No.
To our dog.
The second verse was about our dog.
Well, I know, but obviously something about the dog that struck your smile
It's
there.
probably the first time she's ever heard it, honestly.
Yeah, that's the first time I've heard it.
She never listens to
Yeah.
anything I do, but it's fine. I like it that way.
Very good. Hey, there's Will. How you doing, my brother? Come on in. Will Strite in the house. Good friend of mine from Oklahoma, Norman, Oklahoma, visiting this weekend.
Oh, cool.
And Will, Andrew, Krista.
Hey, it's going.
Okay. Okay, another great song. Now, that kind of reminds me of a return to some of your earlier material.
Right.
Maybe, albeit a little bit more sophisticated, perhaps, but definitely along the same lines.
Sure.
Okay. And what was the name of that one?
Right now it's called Laurel.
Right now. What's the dog's name?
Dimmy. Actually, Demogorgon is her name.
Oh, my God.
After Stranger Things.
Absolutely.
Our daughter named her that. So we
gosh.
call her Dimmy. So,
Oh, my gosh.
yeah.
Stranger Things. I went through, I guess, season 1 and 2 with my youngest son. And did they have a third season?
Yeah.
I guess they maybe
did.
maybe I missed it.
It's it came out around 4th of July. It was like the summer. And there's a new one coming out, I think, next year.
So they are going to keep going on.
I think so.
I liked 11. I thought she was cool.
Yeah.
And that was a fun show. So reminded me of like the Goonies or something.
Yeah, very much.
But a little bit more intense. The Demogorgon. Ugh. Creepy. All right.
Yeah.
Andrew Ryan in the studio with me this afternoon. We've got 20 minutes or so left, and we're gonna continue a little bit later tonight at my place, and I've got a few free passes if somebody would like to come and enjoy some live music tonight. Give us a call here at the station, 573-443-8255, and I'll let you know how to get in on it. Also, somebody just called on the studio line, the 5676 number, but I couldn't answer because I've got Andrew playing live in the studio, and I didn't want to pick up the phone. So if you have something important, call on that 443-8255 number. All right? Okay. What about, we talked a little bit about recording. We've talked about new material. You got all kinds of it. We haven't talked enough about it, though. You had 3 or 4 different classifications of songs. I've got 10 of these ready. I've got 9 of these. I've got 10 of these.
Yeah.
All for different projects, or
well, the next 2 are kind of in the same vein, and there's like the indie rock
and
one.
then the indie rock one.
Yeah.
Do you have a name for that project?
The indie rock thing?
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, there's going to be like a different band name or something.
No, I don't think so. I think it's
No?
just going to confuse people. You
Okay,
know,
right.
people that like it, they're going to be like, "What's up with this other stuff?"
Right,
And
who are
vice
they?
versa, you know.
Right. Okay.
That's fine.
All right. What about touring? Do you have any plans to tour with that material and actually play with a band?
I would like to do that. Right now, the guys that play with me, they can't really venture too far away from home. So maybe like weekend shows in St. Louis or just the surrounding areas, you know, like Chicago or Columbia or something.
What did you call your band? I forget. It was Andrew Ryan.
Travelers. Yeah.
Andrew Ryan and the Travelers.
Yeah.
Is that an influx? The group
Yeah,
members?
the girl that played guitar with me, she got engaged and moved to DC, which is like, you know, real life stuff, and that's
Yeah.
great. And then I just didn't replace her at the time. And I'm actually playing a gig with the drummer in Peoria at that Performing Arts Center later this month, 22nd.
All right.
So, and that's going to be more Americana stuff, but
All right. Sounds good.
yeah.
Do you have other upcoming events you want to share with anybody? Anything happening in St. Louis? Or?
Nothing at St. Louis at the moment. Just everywhere else, basically.
All right.
You know.
Collaborations with...
The Cure cover song That's going to be out on the 22nd.
And that is Karen Choi.
Choi, yes.
All right. Okay, yeah, she's on my list. Maybe we'll get her come down and visit with us sometime.
Yeah, definitely.
What's her earlier material like?
It's very Americana. Very good. Very good vocals and songs and stuff.
Maybe I'll play one.
Yeah.
I've never played a Karen Choi song. And then you can say, hey.
Right, look what I did for you.
Look what I did. Are you familiar?
Payola.
Are you familiar with her material? I've got one here called Tangled, 100-Year Flood, Minnesota Sky.
Yeah, there's a record she has. It's like the cover art is her face.
Yes, it's called Lost Country.
Okay, give me some tracks.
Hand to Hold, Autumn.
Yeah, play the Autumn song. That's really good.
Very good. And we're going to play an Autumn
And it's
song for you
Autumn.
on the way out.
Yeah,
Very
there
good.
you go.
All right, cool. So this is Karen Choi, and she is a friend, collaborator with Andrew, and this is a solo project of hers from an album called Lost Country, but you guys are working on a project that is a remake of the Cure song Boys Don't Cry.
Yeah, and that'll be out on the 22nd.
Right on.
Yeah, and it's like an alt country kind of version.
Really?
There's pedal steel on it, but it's still, and there's like this 80s drums in the bridge.
So full band again with that.
Yeah. I've got underwater drums and then the 80s outro drums. Like it's got some 80s production with alt country flavored. I don't know.
All right, cool.
So yeah.
All right, we'll check that. We'll get that one when it comes out.
Right,
but here's a little sneak peek of something that will be similar. Maybe, I don't know. This is Autumn from Karen Choi. Back in a minute. It's Open Mic Radio.
Autumn leaves are turning late. My heart's heavy beneath the weight. Take a deep breath, there's hope to be had, yeah. Beauty to appreciate. Waving on to different pages, keeping track of wounds and wages. Now I can't seem to move across the living room. I'm frozen and afraid of change. The walls of this old house close in, creaking like a grown oak in the wind. Sturdy origin, yet weary in the limbs, lost from where it all began. The only way to the other side of time is day by day, through and through. Waiting is a mystery of kinds, with very little you can do. Leave an open door in case a breeze will flow through this place. Stop us in our tracks and carry our hearts back, found together in a sacred space.
Wow. That's a fresh one for me. I'm not familiar with Karen Choi, and I am now. What a nice voice, man. That is a song called Autumn from her 2020 release, Lost County. I said Lost Country, but it's Lost County. Is that the county that you guys live in? Lost County?
No.
No, I don't know. There's a good chance of it. You know.
Yeah. You never know.
That sounds like a movie or some Netflix series.
It's like Bermuda.
Lost County, right?
Lost County.
Okay. We have about 19 minutes left. Stick around, Rashumba and a reggae party coming up at 6 o'clock. And somebody just called on the 443 number, and I apologize because we had music going, but if you want to call back, I'll get you on the air here. And we also had another caller on the other line, too. So anyway, appreciate everyone listening today, and I hope you're enjoying the afternoon. Looks like the weather's clearing up a little bit. We'll have to see what happens later tonight. Will, oh, here we go. I wonder what the weather map says. Maybe this is the weatherman. Hi, this is Mike on Open Mic Radio. Who's this?
Hi, my name is Cal.
Hi, Cal.
And I'm a 77-year-old man.
Yes, sir.
A former extraordinarily avid Bob Dylan fan back from the 60s.
Uh-huh, okay.
And I go up and down the dial listening to music like I did when I was in high school. There's not very much that I really like.
I agree with you there.
Last night, I think it was, yesterday, I heard something on one of these stations, and I don't know if it was your station or not, but it was a group that went on and played for about 20 minutes. And the singer and the group just changed direction several times, just drove everybody crazy. And it had the element was basically it was a American folk sound, Irish maybe, Scottish, something like that. It was absolutely amazing. I would like to know who they are so that I can get CDs to give to people.
Well, I wish I had a little more information. Do you remember anything more about them? Maybe a song title or gosh, no, nothing. You know,
nothing.
And this was last night?
I believe it. Yes, it was yesterday.
Well, you know, the Grateful Dead hour is on, or the Grateful Dead show's on from 8 o'clock until 10. Maybe you heard the Dead. I don't know. They tend to do 20-minute songs.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Don't think so?
I don't think so.
All right.
I don't think so.
Well, there's one other chance, and there's a guy named Kevin Walsh who does the show from 5 o'clock till 8 o'clock on Friday nights, and he has a very, very eclectic taste in music and plays a lot of really cool stuff. I'm going to ask Kevin if he played. You said the one thing that was significant was that it was a long piece, or that it was.
It was very long, and it changed direction. The singer could just change the whole quality of his voice and just go a whole different direction. And it was not an ordinary piece of work at all.
Well, Cal, now you got me interested. Now I wonder what the heck it was.
I think you'd like to hear it. I really think you and your friends would like to hear it.
Well, if it was on this station, I'm going to go check out the playlist from last night. I can go back. In fact, you can do that as well. Okay. Do you have access to a computer, Cal?
Well, sometimes I don't at home.
Okay. Well, anyway, here at the station, we have there's like a historical log, so you can go back and see what was played at any given time on any person's show. So maybe I'll tell you what. Are you a local guy? Are you here in Columbia?
I'm in Jeff City.
Or Jeff City. Well, maybe next week, if you're listening to the program, call me back, and if I've found anything out over the course of the week, then I'll tell you what I found.
Okay.
All right?
And just between you and me, you would like to listen to this.
Well, I have a feeling that I would. I appreciate the call, Cal.
Yes. All right. Thank you.
Yep, you take care of yourself.
Thank you. Bye.
Very interesting. I wonder what that was that he was talking about. If anybody has any idea, 443-8255, call us. In fact, Kelvin, my buddy Kev, I bet he knows. I bet he played it. All right, we're going to find out if we can. Andrew Ryan in the studio with me. Just a few more minutes left here before we're going to roll on out of here. And you can keep it tuned, though, and listen to some reggae music for a couple hours before Blues on Broadway hits you at 8 o'clock. All right? Yeah, you got a few more minutes if you want to call and say hi. In the meantime, I'm going to play... I don't know. I'm going to play another song, though.
You should play the song the guy called in about.
Thanks
like
a lot.
You don't know
I
what
should.
he talked about.
Yeah, although I don't have 20 minutes.
Yeah,
there, that's my excuse.
That's true. Well, that's true.
I'm going to play another one from Wild Terrain, You Cannot Delete Yourself, but I'm going to let you pick it.
Oh, man.
You're like, I don't even remember what's on that record.
I'm trying to think. Well, I don't know. Play whatever you want.
I like Moving Target. I like Torn Apart.
Yeah. Do Torn Apart.
Okay, here it
If
is.
you want, yeah.
Yeah, I will. This is, once again, Andrew Ryan from 2020.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Wild Terrain, You Cannot Delete Yourself. All of these records are available. Okay, so is your website still up at andrewryan.
I don't think so. I have a Linktree account.
Okay.
Where it's free and all the links to everything. But yeah, I'm on all the platforms and stuff.
All right, but if somebody wants an album, for example,
they could go to Bandcamp and order it through there, or they could just contact me through the internet if they're into it. I've had people do that, which has been pretty cool.
That's awesome to get an
Boston
email
just
or
contact
something.
me and it's pretty cool because it's like people that are starting to discover it. I mean, they're they're friends of the music, obviously, but I don't really look at it like that. I just look at like people I know now through social media.
No, it's amazing.
Meet at shows, like it's pretty cool. So it's just more like a friendly environment. It's not like it's not very. It's easy to get a hold of me. I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Right.
Yeah.
And so on Bandcamp, it's Bandcamp/Andrew Ryan.
Yeah.
Or it might be the travel. It might
Wild
be
Terrain or something.
Okay.
Yeah,
easy enough to
I don't
find
make
him.
it that easy, but I say it's easy. Yeah.
All right. Andrew Ryan on the web. Just go out and find him. You can also find him on most of the streaming platforms for sure. Spotify's got everything, and I'm not sure what else. But, find him out there. And he does get around a little bit. And hopefully, do you do a mailing list or anything if you're touring? Or
I do. Yeah.
And you can do that, I guess, at any of the... First, you got to find his website, but yeah.
Right. No, you can sign up at Bandcamp or... I need to really get back on the ball on that, but it's I'm easy to find. It's those that will find me is what I think. Those that are meant to find it.
That's a good way to put it, actually.
Yeah.
All right, so now I'm thinking about that band that we mentioned earlier that was playing at Rose, and they were called Lowest Life, and I decided that I'm going to play The Loneliest instead of because it kind of reminds me of Lowest Life. That's good. So, all right,
I almost played that one early, actually.
All right, cool.
Okay, but I didn't.
All right, so this is from a record Andrew released about a year and a half ago, and it's called The Loneliest. Back in a few minutes. It's KOPN Open Mic Radio.
Outside at night with the moon, there's a winter white rose in bloom. I just worked all night just to fight with you. Sometimes when I feel the loneliest, and sometimes when I feel the loneliest with you, with you. Outside at night with the stars, there's a winter white rose in the yard. I just worked all night just to fight with you. Sometimes when I feel the loneliest, 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 with you, with you. Sometimes when I feel the loneliest, and sometimes when I feel the loneliest, and sometimes when I feel the loneliest, and sometimes when I feel the loneliest.
Wow, I love it. That one's called The Loneliest. Excellent song from Wild Terrain. You Cannot Delete Yourself. That's Andrew Ryan. And you listen to it here at Open Mic Radio, KOPN Columbia. Wow, cool one.
Thank you.
I'm glad I chose that one. All right, 5:52. We got a few minutes left of the program here. I think we're going to wrap it up here. Say thanks to everyone for listening. Hope you enjoyed the program as much as I enjoyed it today. It was great to have Andy with us in the studio. Does anyone call you Andy or no?
So I've heard that a few times.
You're like, I don't like it.
And it makes me hesitate. I mean, I don't mind it. I'm just not used to hearing it.
Right.
You know?
Andrew Ryan with me. And Krista, thank you very much for being here as well.
Thanks for having me.
All right. We are going to say toodaloo. I'll say stick around, though, for Rosh Hashanah and a reggae party coming up at 6 o'clock. Next week, next week is the second Saturday of the month, and that means I will not be here. That will be Big Cat Matt and Rockabilly Corner. So if you want to hear some great rockabilly music, Matt does it once a month on the second Saturday of the month, and that means October 9th. So I'll be getting a week off. And you can check out some great rockabilly. And honestly, he does a great job. Matt has a great program, and he knows the rockabilly scene better than anyone that I know. And does some pretty cool interviews and stuff as well. So check out Matt Deal, Big Cat Matt, and Rockabilly Corner next Saturday, 4 to 6. And, of course, you'll always have a reggae party 6 to 8 and Blues on Broadway 8 to 11. Who else do I have to thank out there? Everybody who supports the radio station. Thank you. We appreciate it, and we couldn't do it without you. We're here for the community, and I'm thrilled to be able to do this program and bring you some good music every week, okay? All right, thanks for calling in, all the people that did. Cal, I'll do my best to try to find out what that song was you were mentioning last night. For those of you in the know, I look forward to seeing you a little bit later, and we'll catch y'all next week. I'm going to play one more from Andrew, and this again is in the sort of
like
alt
a Pixies indie rock kind
right.
of vein, yeah.
All right, and this one, Autumn Rain, just released only a week or two
on
ago.
The first day, on the equinox.
Oh, so literally about 9-10 days ago. So,
yeah.
All right, and anything else you want to say about it?
Okay, yeah. I was going to say, I went to New Orleans a few years ago. Krista and I went with another couple, and we stayed there for a couple days, and we, did the whole tour of like the haunted ghost tour at night.
Right.
And we had.
Was it cool?
Yeah, it was great, and we'd taken some edibles or whatever, and it kicked in while we were just walking around, and I kind of had some of the music written, and I just kind of wrote the song about New Orleans, about getting my fortune read and just seeing like things that were moving that weren't, but I thought they were. So it's just kind of like a haunted song about the city, and it was the fall, and it was wet and raining, so it's like about New Orleans basically.
All right, very cool. Yeah. All right, Andrew, thank you again for coming down.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, good times. And once again, find him on the web, Andrew Ryan. You can find him on streaming platforms as well. Check out all of his records. We have Across Currents, then You Cannot Delete, or Wild Terrain, You Cannot Delete Yourself,
Yes.
and then a couple singles that are online as well. And this is the most recent one. It's called Autumn Rain. We'll catch y'all in a couple weeks. Be cool to yourself. Be cool to other people. All right, it's Mike, Open Mic Radio, KOPN.
Set my intent on the mystic in the square. The seer looked at me and whispered with a stare. Stumbled through the haunted corridor, emptied my pockets and placed upon the altar. Can't they see? Or you lose your game. I'd give my offering to the autumn rain. The city speaks to the darker side of me. When I feel the emptiness, oh, it's time to leave. Step back, it's dark, cold out there tonight. There are these fault lines we're leaning on. Devil's hands pressed up upon my back. The remnants of the refugees, they haunt my future's past. Can't they see? Or you lose your game. And I'd give my offering to the autumn rain. The city speaks to the darker side of me. I feel the emptiness, oh, it's time to leave. See, or you lose your game. And I'd give my offering to the autumn rain. The city speaks to the darker side of me. When I feel the emptiness, oh, it's time to leave.